Welcome back, Indian Hill. We're going to start the third quarter. Indian Hill against Cincinnati Hills Christian Academy. Right now, folks, the Eagles are up 28-7 over Indian Hill. Bruce Ferguson with me. I'm Bob Rode, and we've got a 28-7 ball game. Indian Hill was seeing some momentum at the end of the half, but CHCA just really was able to attack through the air. The Indian Hill Braves defensively weren't able to stop them.
Nah, I thought they were going to go into the locker room with some momentum, and then CHCA just turned around and scored another touchdown.
Well, we definitely saw some real glimpses, especially with that Jason Littman to
Reed
Eichels pass in the second quarter. We'll see what the Indian Hill coaching staff has lined up. You know, Indian Hill definitely had a full game last week. They did not ever let up. They had definitely, on the running game and the passing game, some very significant gainers. Defensively is where Indian Hill hopes to have some pressure on Nguyen, the quarterback for the Eagles, who's able to stand back and have some success through the air. He's got the big targets on either side, 6'3". That's a pretty good target for any level.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not just pressure on Nguyen that they need. They've got to cover those receivers as they're going out. They're getting too much room.
Well, you saw Reed Eichels with some success deflecting passes at the line of scrimmage. Certainly, they'd love to see some success with a tipped pass, a turnover, interception, and hopefully the Braves can come up with a key turnover in the second half to really spark some offense as well.
And so far, knock on wood, haven't really seen injuries.
Well, let's cross our fingers on both sides on that. Braves
Right.
marching band battery percussion session is entertaining the crowd. But we're about ready to start the second half.
They're trying to get that student section riled up.
Student sections is here in big numbers to support the Indian Hill football program, having a resurgence with the new coaching staff, new positive attitude, great unity. But we're seeing a lot of kids of many ages. We've got a starting quarterback at 9th grade. We've got members of every class contributing in many different ways.
I think you were saying earlier that there's a lot of the teams in our league that have a lot of younger players this season.
I think that may just be the trend, and there are so many options for young players. Indian Hill's football program is absolutely on the rise. A lot of great momentum, and hopefully these kids are gaining the great experience to keep this momentum. I think we're going to see a lot of W's this season, Bruce.
I sure hope so.
CHCA, of course, over the last many years with great success, significant winning tradition here at the young program.
Looks like Marco Fiore is going to come out and kick the opening kickoff here. Give Nick Heidel a break.
I believe Marco had a couple touches, a couple kicks last week. See if he can get that ball where he wants it.
And hats off to the great camera work here by the IHTN staff.
That's right, folks. This is brought to you all by volunteers and students. Students are doing a fantastic job giving you a good view of the play tonight. Marco Fiore is going to kick off here, number 14 for the Braves. And they're going with a little squib kick up the middle. That's playable.
And down at the 32.
Well, believe it or not, Bruce, even with that squib kick, it really took several bounces. That's better field position defensively than the Braves were able to start out with before, because their return gain had been pretty successful for the Eagles.
Yeah, I think it really was a field position that helped CHCA a lot. Well, in addition to their passing game, but they always had great field position.
Absolutely. Let's see which Coach Arcuri has dialed up for the defensive here to try to put a wrinkle in the offensive attack by the Eagles. First down. Run up the middle. Indian Hill with a very spirited, stalwart stop. Michael Anderson with a solid hit. As always, wraps him up solidly. Dan Becker in on the play again. You know, Dan, as a sophomore, had, I believe, 8 tackles last week. Once again, some theme of youth here. But he's not the only one. There's some excellent contributions across the line and the defensive backfield and linebacking core. Second down. Back in the shotgun is Nguyen. He's going to pass.
Look at the pass over the middle. He's got a wide open receiver, number 88.
And that's going to be another touchdown.
Sure, that's not how they wanted to start out. David Bechtold with the reception and run.
There is a flag back in the offensive backfield. Looks like we've got a hold against the Eagles. That's a break that Indian Hill will gladly accept. But we got to be concerned about these open receivers downfield. We've seen that Nguyen can really throw. He has reasonable accuracy. Trying to get some pressure on the quarterback, of course.
They've definitely got their timing down. That was a well-timed, well-executed play.
But they're going to have to repeat that play because it's coming back. That's going to bring up an opportunity for the Braves to capitalize on the 10-yard penalty.
Let's see how they adjust their coverage.
Not only is CHCA tall at the receiving core, they're pretty darn speedy. So back in shotgun is Nguyen. Trying to draw the defense offside. Changing the play at the line. Back to pass.
Look
He
left.
bumps. Completes it up the middle.
Completion to Murray, and Murray takes it to the house.
This time there's no flag. That's going to be a touchdown.
Wow, that was quick.
Well, Nguyen has shown when he's got time to throw, he can be accurate and get the ball downfield.
So we've got less than a minute off the clock, and score now 34-7.
Lines up for the extra point attempt.
Josh Eckert, oh, there's a miscommunication there. Ball wasn't down. And an attempt at a two-point conversion, and that's blocked.
Braves need every chance we can get here. So we're going to line up for the return.
We'll take that.
We'll take that. Captain Jason Littman is getting people motivated for the return.
Well, let's see what the offense has dialed up. Love to see a quick response. See the kickoff team getting some last-minute instructions. Coach wants to get them fired up.
Both kickoff teams have tried a little variety of kicks, some deep, some away from Charles Stevens. They've tried an onside kick. We've tried a squib kick. We'll see what Eckert has in store.
Once again, Charles is back there, this time tending to be more towards the center.
Number 18, Joel Borger, joins him.
And the kick is away. Again, kicking to Berger.
He's past the 20, breaks a tackle. And
Nice
out
return
to the
out to the 30.
So the offense takes over, has seen some spots of success. What the Braves desperately need is a nice sustained drive here, making some positive yardage.
But also help them psychologically. If they can move the ball.
Yeah, the Braves have shown they can definitely move the ball. We've had a variety of issues that have slowed them down. And then this drive, let's see how they start out.
Got Danny back under center.
In the backfield, we have Charles Stevens, Jason Littman. Jason Littman takes the ball around the end, cuts back. Very nice run. We've got about 6 yards on that first down. Following his blockers for some positive yardage.
Picking his way through there. So he picked up about 8, actually, at second.
I think that extra effort by Captain Littman gave them an extra couple yards. Back to pass.
Looking for a pass. Nope. It's going to be quarterback keep. Too much pressure.
So we're now up to third down. We lost a little bit of yardage on that play. It's going to be about 3rd and 5, I would suspect. Coming into the play is Reed Eichholz.
Coming out there's Peter Bosworth. And Reed's going wide to the right. And again, you've got Nick Heidel wide left.
It's a passing play. Quick throw. Reed Eichholz is dragging tacklers.
And that's for a first down.
He's got a first down. Nice throw, nice catch, nice yards after contact. Well, the Braves would like to see a lot more of that, getting the ball in the playmaker's hands. Offense made a nice conversion there after taking a couple yards of loss. Reed Eichholz comes out.
Timeout, Indian Hill.
So Indian Hill converts a first down, taking a timeout to regroup and put together their next set.
That was a nice catch by Reed Eichholz.
Reed Eichholz, not a nice catch, not alone. Made a nice move on the defender and dragged 2 CHCA Eagles for approximately 5 yards. Got the first down there.
Looked pretty good, didn't it?
Absolutely. Like to see that replicated. And that was the success last week. We saw a running game setting up the offense with the passing game. Some short hits, but also we saw some long gainers. Not just Nick Heidel, but we also saw some good play-action passing to Jason Littman as well. Clearly, the Eagles have scouted Indian Hill. They've been doing their best to stop the run.
And they do have some big bodies up front on defense.
They absolutely do. And they have quite a number of seniors playing in there in key positions. Back behind center is Danny Vanatsky for first down. Handoff to Littman. He's going to bowl forward for approximately 3 yards. Another helmet off on a CHCA player. That's Mama. He's going to hit. The linebacker is going to have to leave the play for one play.
Just keep in there. Keep all in there. Keep them all in there. It's fine. It's fine. Go. Just go. Go.
So we got 2nd and 7 here. Almost into CHCA territory.
Yes, you can. Just stay, Reed. Don't go anywhere. He's right there. Please tell him. Not to go anywhere. We'll get you water.
Heidel takes a snap and rolls right.
Rolls and right. Under pressure.
Just throw
And taken down. Loss of about 5 yards.
I don't think he had an open receiver there, Bruce, and he just protected the ball and took the sack.
Yep. So now we're looking at 3rd and pretty long 12 yards here.
I'd say it's fair to conclude that the Eagles have gotten some pressure when Vanatsky has gone back to pass. They've been rolling him out to the side, but they still had some defenders in his face for most of his passing opportunities. So 3rd down. Rolling to the left.
Still under pressure.
Diving effort. Heidel's not able to bring that one up. Would have been short as well. 4th down.
Looks like the punting unit's coming on.
Once again, back to punt is Nick Heidel. He's had a couple really fine punts. Punt team coverage needs to get down there and do a nice job on this play. Ball's going to bounce.
It was touched by a CHCA player.
Let's see what the refs are going to say there. I think they're going to say it was not touched.
So they're going to take over here on the 35-yard line.
Indian Hill's defense gets another chance here. We'd love to see a turnover, interception, fumble, see some playmakers from Indian Hill come up and make a big play. Back in shotgun formation is Nguyen.
A late addition coming in. Back to the 4-receiver set. And it's a handoff. Run right up the gut.
Big running game for CHCA. Colin Shaw with the run.
CHCA using the no huddle the whole game. Another run.
Dives ahead for a small gain. Braves are saying that the ball is loose.
And it looks like it was recovered. Braves ball.
What were we saying, Bruce? The Braves really needed a spark here with a turnover, and that's what they got. So time for the Braves offense to march downfield. So offensively,
nice job by the defense.
good stand by the defense there after giving up one gainer. Van Atsky's back, signal caller. We've got about 7 minutes left in the quarter. Van Atsky back to pass.
Scott, oh, almost intercepted there.
Intended receiver was Jason Littman by the sideline. We have a CHCA player down.
That's the player who almost made the interception. Looks like he's got some cramping issues.
Well, the Braves are going to have a moment to put together their next play calling. 2nd and 10. Bruce, the one touchdown play involving Littman was involving a little bit of trickery. We'll see what the Indian Hill Braves have in store. Certainly, CHCA has been willing to give up the very short pass, but we haven't had a long connection this week as opposed to last week with some long gainers.
We're still doing most of our offenses on the ground, although we're seeing a few more passes this half than we saw in the first half.
Well, the Eagles have replaced the injured player. Indian Hill's back for a 2nd down attempt. In the backfield is Charles Stevens, Jason Littman.
Jake Corrigal was wide left.
Braves hand off to Charles Stevens. Trying to move to the left side. No gain.
He keeps those legs moving, doesn't he?
Yeah, you got some size on the defensive line there for CHCA. We've talked about a couple of their players.
We've got another CHCA player down with cramps.
So we've begun the
Cramping
cramping
legs.
session.
Yes.
Hey, tell Joel to get on this play. He's okay.
I'm not sure who that is that's down. It's number 21, but there's no 21 listed in their program.
Afraid we don't have an identification of the player who's down. Indian Hill once again huddles up on the sideline to put together their next play calling. Bruce, it looks like Indian Hill would like to try to run the ball on this team. Maybe they sense a little bit of fatigue on the Eagles' part defensively. Number 21 coming off the field after what appears to be some cramping.
So, Bob, do you think it, to some extent, helps a little bit that it gives them time to stop and think about what they're doing?
Well, you know, it can go both ways. Indian Hill has developed a couple of drives where they've developed some rhythm, and you don't want to slow down in that situation. Here, I think we can get our substitutions in. So once again, Venetsky goes back. He's in shotgun formation, takes the ball, rolls out to the right. He's got time.
He's got 2 receivers.
Throws it downfield, and it's out of bounds. Almost intercepted.
Almost intercepted, but luckily it's out of bounds.
We're now at 4th down. We'll see what coaches decide to do. It looks like the punting team may be coming out.
He had Nick Heidel and Joel Berger on that side.
With 6:37 left in the quarter.
Nick Heidel to punt. And we got a flag on the play.
Maybe a little confusion here. We'll get a call from the ref in just a moment.
Looks like they're marking it off against CHCA. Must have been a little movement before the snap.
So they line up again for the punt.
Looks like back to the receive is Cameron Murray.
Heidel has the ball, lets the punt fly. Another solid punt. Murray calls a fair catch and fumbles it. And Indian Hill looks to have it.
Indian Hill recovered it.
Excellent coverage by Indian Hill downfield. Fantastic punt.
Is that number 18, Joel Berger?
Fantastic coverage by Indian Hill. Special teams come up big. Now Indian Hill has got to capitalize. We've got another CHCA player down. Bruce, you know, cramping is not just about fluids, but it's about conditioning. And Indian Hill right now, just like CHCA, is having several players go both ways. If Indian Hill's conditioning is going to play a role here, we have an opportunity for the Braves to come back into this ball game. Love to see Indian Hill put together a very good but short drive, get in the end zone, and get that enthusiasm back again that we saw in that first quarter.
And we saw last week how they don't give up. They keep playing.
Absolutely. There's a lot of fight in this young but really scrappy Indian Hill team. Credit the Braves with excellent punt, excellent coverage, and good heads-up special teams play for that turnover. As we've said, the Indian Hill Braves just needed a turnover to really put things back into their favor.
Well, and that was great coverage getting down the field.
Outstanding coverage. Nick Heidel puts him in position with those booming kicks, though. Fantastic.
Yeah, Murray had signaled for a fair catch, but just couldn't get the handle.
Murray has been going backpedaling every time when he's back to receive a punt. So, number 21 coming off the field. We don't have a...
He's the same player who was down with leg
don't have
cramps
a number
earlier.
So he's off again.
All right, so the offense gets another shot here.
We are 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line for Indian Hill. Venetsky behind center. Hands off up the middle. Charles Stevens, who breaks a tackle.
And
He
looks
smells
like
the end zone, and he's in.
zone.
He's in the end zone. Fantastic run. Charles Stevens for another Indian Hill Brave touchdown. We'd like to see more of that. And Charles Stevens has a great nose for the end zone. He does not want to be denied, Bruce, when he sees that red of the Indian Hill Braves end zone.
Well, like you said, if they can do something with this short yardage, put a play together and put some points on the board.
Great spark for Indian Hill, that turnover, and then the quick touchdown. We had a miscue on the snap. We're not going to have an extra point attempt. It's going to be 34-13. Braves are coming back. And another player down for the Eagles. Bruce, is cramping and conditioning going to be a key factor here in the second half?
Oh, I think it is going to be.
Indian Hill prides themselves on conditioning. The hard work of the summer can pay off. And in a second half like this, could this be the opportunity for the Braves to take advantage?
Well, so far, knock on wood, Braves have not had the cramping issues, the leg cramps that we're seeing with several of the CHCA players.
Well, they put the hard work in the summertime. They've done the right things. You'd like to see them take advantage here and put together a good defensive stand after a kickoff.
Maybe now we should try our own onside kick.
Well, coaching staffs out there are curious, putting together something. You know, last time they tried a bit of a squib kick. Successful in at least holding field position to a reasonable level.
Well, let's see if they've got Fiore doing the kick.
Bruce, that may be Prince Salmons coming off the field slowly. They're 6'8", 268-pound linemen. So it looks like Salmons was the man down.
And it looks like Fiore is going to have kicking duty again here in the second time this half. Again, another freshman player.
That's right, Bruce. Another freshman stepping up. Marco Fiore with a soccer background. And the kickoff for the Braves. It's an onside kick. He puts it up in the air, and good coverage by CHCA. Excellent idea. Jason Lippman was there. Just the sure hands of CHCA covered that kick. But a nice attempt, very close.
I guess I shouldn't have suggested that.
Stop him, dude. Stop him.
Let's see if the Indian Hill Braves have a little spark under them now. Defensively, they've been able to make a stand. They've been able to make a turnover. We'd love to see another turnover occur. So I'd venture to say we're seeing some new faces on the CHCA line with some of their cramping issues. At shotgun is Nguyen to pass. He's getting
under
some
pressure.
pressure. He's going deep.
Oh, nice open field tackle there. But it was a great catch.
Making the
Adam
catch.
Baker there on the catch.
He's a big target at 6'3", but he outran his defender.
Had just enough separation to get that catch. I didn't notice who made the tackle.
Koringle. First down for the Eagles. Run
Going
play
with
up
the
the
run.
middle.
Deaton again.
Run is stopped by a host of Indian Hill Braves defenders.
Second down and about, they're saying 8.
We'd like to see the defense stiffen here. Nguyen's getting the play from the sideline. And they may have called time on the field. They've restarted the clock. In shotgun formation is Nguyen for the Eagles. He rolls out to the left.
He's got an open player in the end zone.
He's going to run
decide
it.
to keep it himself.
Knocked out of bounds at about the 5.
Diving for that first down. I don't know if he got it.
I believe knocking him out of bounds in that play, coming from defensive line, was Marcus Baskin. Nguyen's checking the play, taking his time. He's got a full backfield, but he's in shotgun position.
He's only got 2 wide.
Running left is Nguyen. He's going to keep it. He's dragged
And
down. He may have the first down, but he's dragged down for a short gain.
Yep, looks like they're at 1st and goal.
Well, they're going to measure. Perhaps I assumed too quickly. They're bringing out the chains to see if that was close or if it's a first down. Word on the field is first down for the Eagles.
Yeah, we're on the opposite side of the field from that. It's hard to get a good angle. The weather's cooling off a little bit. And And like you said, at least we don't have the rain.
We have dodged the inclement weather. First and goal, Eagles.
And again with the quarterback keeper. Pushes ahead for about 1. Just trying to get their big bodies moving our big bodies.
Second and goal for CHCA.
Again, full backfield.
Quarterback
right.
keeper.
And he's in for a touchdown. Well executed play. But 40-13.
All set up by that very long pass reception by the Eagles. And we have their extra point attempt. Noyan's a junior. He's going to be around for another year for CHCA. He's got a lot of big targets, some of whom will be around. Almost blocked for the extra point attempt, but good.
That time they brought in a new kicker. They brought in Tanner Bowman. He's a senior kicker. Spreading the wealth around, I guess.
So the Braves will be set to make a return.
So what do you say, Bob, to your players right now to keep them focused?
Well, you know, coaches have the job of trying to keep them focused, look for some opportunities, and do what they do best. You know, some of the CHCA defenders have not been able to stay in the game because of cramping. We'll see if the coaches decide to go with running game, or if down by a significant margin, they try to get some quick hits through the air.
And even our guys who are playing both ways seem to look like they're doing pretty well.
Well, let's hope they can keep that up. We've got a whole other quarter and 4 minutes to play. Back to receive again, Charles Stevens. Borger. As Bruce said, the kickoff will be handled by Tanner Bowman, senior for the Eagles.
Now, I guess to try and shake things up, Charles and Joel have switched sides.
Here's the kickoff.
Finally, they get a kick to Charles, but it's in the end zone.
In the end zone. Strong leg.
Where's he been this whole game?
They pulled him out in the second half. So the offense sets up to put together another drive. Again, Bruce, you know, they certainly were sparked off the turnover. Indian Hill's going to have to do a gut check here and make a significant offensive drive. We are on the 20-yard line, 80 yards to the end zone.
Right now, a score of 41-13. Prince Sammons is back in there. He's the one that went out with the leg cramp issues.
Handoff around end.
Sticking
Charles
with the run.
Significant yards after contact. Drags 2 defenders down, including the 6'8", 270-pound Sammons. Charles Stevens.
Nice 6-yard run there.
We'd take that every time, wouldn't we? Charles is trying to get his teammates revved up here. Strong run for the first down gain. We have Nick Heidel out wide left with Jason Lippman. And a counter with a missed handoff.
And number 13, Graham Lally, comes up with the fumble recovery for CHCA. Just not quite a crisp handoff there. Well, I have to say, I'm still impressed with Danny Vanaski. It's only his second game. He's a freshman quarterback. Still seems to be playing with poise.
He is. He's learning. He's playing, I would say, with more poise than about every ninth grader we'd see here. But we've just not been able to maintain the drives here in the second half. We did have that one short field resulting in the quick touchdown for Indian Hill, relying on our defense to try to make a turnover again. But Nguyen's back. No, lining up in Wildcat formation is number 5, John Allen.
John Allen's a senior.
So they're substituting a bit now.
But they're trying to give some guys some playing time here.
We know Nguyen is the passing threat. We have not seen Allen much behind center.
He's a senior, so he must have some experience.
With him in the backfield is Deaton. Takes the shotgun and a quick pass, and it's too low, incomplete pass. Well covered there by the Braves defense. Korangle was back there to make the play.
Joe Allen doesn't quite have the height that Nguyen does.
We've got third down and approximately 6 yards. Shotgun formation. Takes the snap. He's got pressure.
Got pressure on him, and he's caught back behind the line of scrimmage.
Excellent pressure on the play.
So 4th and 10 from the 25.
We had both Grant Gottdiner in the backfield. Reed Eichels and Grant Gottdiner combined on that play for the quarterback sack, pushing them back to a 4th down and 10.
Nice defense.
And they're lining up in what apparently is a kick.
Looks like Tanner Bowman's going to try a field goal.
We've seen his leg from the kickoff, Mark.
Had a lot of time. And that's good.
That's good from the 25-yard line. That's approximately a 42-yard
field goal.
Impressive kick from CHCA. Indian Hill will have another chance for a return.
Again, I ask, where was he the first half?
Yeah, you've got a good question.
So score right now, 44-13 with a little over 2 minutes to play in the third quarter.
No, you need to talk to Tony about that. That's bull crap. 30? 30 points.
And it sound like a broken record, but back to receive, Charles Stevens and Joel Berger.
Back to kickoff again is Tanner Bowman.
Kick is up.
Kicks it deep. He lets it go into the end zone.
Joel lets that go into the end zone for a touchback. So Indian Hill's going to take over at the 20-yard line. All right, so we got Korangle wide to the right, and we've got Peter Bosworth wide to the left.
Running play around end. Jason Littman turning the corner.
Had some room.
And he's out of bounds, and he may have a first down, Bruce.
Nice 15-yard run there.
Don't think that CHCA saw that coming along the edge. Had some nice blocking up front and around the corner.
Check that 14-yard run.
First and 10 for the Braves from their 34-yard line. In the backfield with Vanatsky is Charles Stevens.
Koringle wide right.
It's back to pass, rolling to the right.
Looking for pass complete, but it looks like for no gain.
Lippman holds on, but tight coverage there by CHCA, and we have another cramp.
That looks like David Bechtold. He's getting off the field quickly.
Only a few seconds left to end the quarter.
They won't get a playoff here before the end of the quarter.
So as the quarter ends, Bruce, we are 44-13. The CHCA Eagles are winning. Indian Hill has not given up. We're seeing some spirited play and spots we just have not been able to stop their dynamic throwing game.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with those tall, fast players. I'm not sure we have the bodies to put on them.
We've seen turnovers on both sides of the ball, but ultimately, when Nguyen had time, he was able to find an open receiver, and he was strong enough and accurate enough to find those tall targets downfield quite a number of times.
Well, and you've got to respect his legs, too, because when he doesn't see somebody open, he's able to run the ball.
Yeah, they're a strong team. They're expected to go very deep this year, as they have for the last several years. But Indian Hill's going to benefit from this experience greatly. They're going to see some strong competition in the league. The Braves are going to learn from this. They're going to have significant improvement each week. And we'll get your guys back as well. So Indian Hill's going to set up now for a second down. They're going to call it 2nd and 9.
From the 35. Looking for the pass.
Completion.
For about a 3-4 yard gain. Not bad.
I think that may have been Koringle with the completion.
No, number 11.
We are about 3rd down and 4 for the first down.
We got Koringle and Berger both coming wide to the right.
Rolling out to the right. He's got some time. And he throws it out of bounds. Did not have an open receiver.
Just needed to get rid of that one. He was under pressure.
4th down and 4.
And looks like the punting team is coming on.
Punting has been one of the real solid spots tonight with Nick Heidel. Several fine kicks. Back to receive is CHCA. End over end punt. Fair catch is called. This time he secures it.
Found the handle that time.
Number 5, John Allen, held on to that ball.
So our defense is getting a real workout tonight.
Defense is getting a lot of experience, and they're seeing a different type of offensive set than they saw last week against New Richmond. I wouldn't say New Richmond was a bland or conventional offense necessarily, but we've got a wide open spread offense from CHCA.
Well, they had a decent passing game, but it was
Decent
nothing
passing
like this.
game. You've got an accurate, strong passer. But back behind center again, it's going to be the reserve quarterback. Handing off, met immediately by Reed Eichholz.
Is that Reed Eichholz again?
John Allen at quarterback. No gain on that play. We see Reed Eichholz lining up as a sophomore at multiple positions, offensively, defensively. He'll play just about every position on the field. We have not seen him much at quarterback, where he did have significant success running the ball in last week's game, victory over New Richmond. In motion is number 19, taking the handoff, and he's caught in the backfield once again. Reed Eichholz. Significant
Reed saw
loss.
that play developing from the start.
It really is remarkable, Bruce, to hear us calling the names of freshmen and sophomores time and time again. Doesn't diminish the leadership and the quality play from the seniors, but to see the contributions from underclassmen is just tremendous.
Oh, it's good for what's the future going to be for the Indian Hill program.
Another leader in the team, Sammy Chames, is back on defense. He's back to pass now. He's got time. He's throwing it long.
And we got an interception.
Interception. Fantastic play by Indian Hill
by
defense.
number 18, Joel Berger.
No, that was Colin Shaw, a freshman, with fantastic coverage.
Who intercepted that one?
Colin Shaw, freshman. I would venture to say that's his first interception of his high school career. Colin Shaw. Kudos to Colin.
Remember that name.
All right, Indian Hill offense ready to drive down the field, ideally. Under center is Van Atsky. Backfield, we have taking the ball, Jason Lippman.
Oh.
Unfortunately, he's met by a host of defenders.
That was a wall, a white wall he ran into.
CHCA had loaded the right side there. Back in the game is Sammons. He's recovered from his cramps.
So we got a loss of about 4 on that play. Still 8 minutes to play here in the game.
In shotgun formation, Van Atsky calls the play, takes the ball through the hands of Charles Stevens.
Well, at this point, do you think the coach might be trying some things that he can use later in the season?
Well, I think that at this point in time, you have an opportunity to try to catch CHCA off guard. They're starting to sub in some different players as fatigue has set in for them, despite the success they've had. You know, they're not a small team. Defensively, they have size up front, 268 pounds, 260 pounds, 249 pounds. So they've got some significant size, and they're able to mount a rush, definitely from their front 4.
And we got 2 wide to the left here.
Back to pass is Van Atsky. He's under pressure. Just didn't have any time.
Just not getting the protection he needs. So 4th down, this will be a punting opportunity. About 4th and 20.
Braves are going to punt.
Like you said, CHCA's line is big.
For a quite small school, they definitely have significant size offensively and defensively. They're poised very well to make a deep run in their league.
Yeah, I'm not sure which league they play in. They're coached by Eric Taylor. He's their head coach. Obviously doing a few things right.
Coaching staff is putting together the last motivational speech for the Braves.
Still about almost 6.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Score right now 44-13.
Hey, Indian Hill would like to see some excellent opportunities here with 6 minutes left to go. Game's not over. There's ample opportunity to show some sparks, show some life. Like to see another scoring drive or 2.
I sure would. High snap, but Heidel brings it down.
Ball's going to bounce. He's going to let it go.
Real favorable bounce here. All the way down to the 31, 32-yard line.
Nick Heidel is putting together some fine punting tonight.
So this is where it'll be interesting to see. Our defense has got to be getting tired. They've been out on the field for quite a amount of the game.
Yeah, they've been battling that big offensive front from CHCA where they outweigh virtually every player from Indian Hill by at least 30 pounds. Running up the middle for loss with fine defensive play by Indian Hill.
CHCA with another new quarterback, number 8, Case Osborne. He's a freshman.
They have not subbed on their line. They still have their starters there on line.
Looks like they're trying some different players here.
Let's see if Indian Hill can cause a turnover.
Another handoff and run.
Big gain tackled by Korangle.
Robert Floyd on the carry.
Colin Shaw also in on the play. I think Colin's been getting some time tonight with Dawson out. Braves really would like to get a stop here and get their offense back on the field.
Again, 4 wide. Indian Hill's got everybody up close to the box.
Running around the right end. This time, fumble. Nick Heidel got in there and caused a fumble. It was recovered. And the Braves, as we said, needed these opportunities. Get their offense back on the field.
Robert Floyd on that carry. He just got upended. That ball popped right out.
Defense did what they needed, and Heidel knew he was going for the strip on that with that play, but offense is back in with a short field. Ball's going to be on the 32-yard line for Indian Hill.
Well, it looks like we're going to see Reed Eichholz as quarterback for the first time tonight.
We do know the CHCA defense has really tired here. We'll see if the Braves decide to pound it.
I don't think they have many of their starters on the line. CHCA, that is.
Misdirection play, no gain.
Unfortunately, they weren't fooled by that one. Loss of about 2 yards. Well, cheerleaders doing their best to try and keep everybody enthused. Reed Eichholz on the quarterback keep.
Some positive yardage. It'll bring up 3rd down for Indian Hill.
He does that well.
As the play clock is winding down, Eichholz under center and shotgun. Back to pass.
Just got that play off in time.
Pass was a bit out of bounds. That'll bring up 4th down.
I think they had to rush that play at the very end.
Clock is still running here. 2 minutes. On 4th down, the Braves are, of course, going to go for it. Eichholz comes back into the huddle.
I agree with your assessment earlier. I think the team, even though this is a pretty lopsided loss, there's a lot of positives they can take away.
Not a
from this.
question. Reed is back to throw, looking for a receiver. He puts it up deep. Got a man just deep. Well,
Just
it's a
a little bit
nice
too
looking
long.
ball, just a little bit long, intended for Nick Heidel. Well, Bruce, tonight, we certainly want to thank tonight's crew. Of course, Mr. Dennis Dupps, our executive producer. Scott Schaefer, once again, doing a fantastic job as director. We have Frank Cassidy, Alex Prigel, Kamal Whittam, working again on graphics. Camera operators, Brad Wenker, Ben Green, Kyle Wang, Easton Phillips, and John Osterhus. I'm Bob Road. I'm with Bruce Ferguson. We've enjoyed being with you. Indian Hill has a lot of bright spots to look forward to. They've run into a very strong and very anticipated strong CHCA team who's going to go deep this year. Indian Hill's going to use a lot of these opportunities to learn from it. And CHCA looks like they're going to take a knee and run out the clock here.
Well, Bob, it's been fun working with you tonight.
It's been fun that we did not have a lightning delay this week.
We didn't have to break out the banana phone to kill time.
The score is not the way that any of us wanted to see it turn out, but we saw a fine CHCA team. We saw some fine moments from Indian Hill's players from all grades. So we anticipate seeing a lot of W's this year from this Indian Hill team. We want to thank the band, the cheerleaders, all the fans, not to mention the fine barbecue.
That was good barbecue, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
That's new
Thanks
this
to the
year.
Meerts for the fine barbecue. For Bruce and Bob, we're going to thank you for being with us. And we'll see Braves for another ultimate victory coming up, hopefully, in the very near future.
Thanks, everybody. Final score here is going to be CHCA 44, Indian Hill 13 in 6 more seconds.